For only being 34, I've faced a lot of trials and challenges in my life that have been compacted into a very short time. And there comes a point in our testing and the trials and the challenges, there comes a point where you start to care more about your true priorities. And what I mean by that is the world kind of tells you what your priorities are when you're growing up. Oh, it's to make money, or oh, it's to do this thing, or to accomplish, or to impact people, or whatever it might be. But then as you face trials and testing, the true priorities really start to surface for you. And it's an interesting time in life when you start to value becoming whole over making money, or really having peace that is unshakable versus trying to please everybody. And I say it's an interesting time because you can almost be in the wilderness season when that happens. You can be experiencing a lot of testing. You can be experiencing loss or confusion about who you are, where you're going. All of these things are part of that process of discovering your true priorities. But it's an interesting time because despite all of those things, it's really healthy. It's really healthy to get to that place in life where you have let go of all these other things that really don't matter and have started to direct your focus and attention to what matters ultimately to you. In that process, it also draws you closer to God, and you learn more about who He is for yourself rather than just listening to somebody else and making opinions or judgments. You have your own personal encounters and experiences, and I believe if you're truly seeking, you'll find Jesus. I believe that with all my heart. I believe that, and that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. It's the best thing. In that process of finding Him, though, you'll find the love of Jesus in the people that that are bringing healing. There's a lot of power in healing conversations. There's a lot of power in old relationships that are mended, or new relationships that show you that how you've been taught, trained, or learned to operate might not be the truth about how things are designed with God's original design and intention. You start to realize, wait, I can actually trust again. I can love again. I can, or even maybe for the first time, experience peace in what would otherwise be a period of chaos. And these are all really good things. It helps cut out the noise. You start to feel consistent, calm, and grounded. But whenever you encounter somebody who is showing what I'd call the fruits of the Spirit, patience, self-control, joy, peace, whenever you encounter somebody who's experiencing those things, who offer those things, know that there's been a testing. Know that there's been a testing. And so when you say, I want that for my life, know what you're asking and be willing to let God use fires to burn away anything that doesn't belong. One thing I'll say is that you're not alone. In that process, you're not alone. You don't have to experience loss of a loved one or going broke to be in a hardship or a difficult season. Although I've experienced those things, although I've, had things happen to my life that I didn't ask for, and then other things I did, the self-inflicted stuff. Although I've experienced all of it, all of what I just mentioned, there's other things that can happen that aren't as traumatic, that can still bring hardship. Losing a job, or losing the idea of what you thought was going to be a dream. All of these things, whatever your experience, just a relationship you thought was, going somewhere, whatever it is, you have the opportunity, whenever you are kind of thrusted into that season of life where you're going, what the heck is going on? Why am I seeing this for the first time? Or how did this happen? Or, like, none of this matters. All I want is peace. Like, trust that is a process worth going through, and that there's something to be learned for you. So there's no comparison. Your experience is your experience. There's no comparison. But trust that on the other side of that, you keep seeking God, and also you keep seeking what I would say is guidance, from people who have been there. Trust that you're going to get to where you need to be, and that is a person you're becoming. That's where you need to be. That's the destination, is the journey of the person you're becoming, and we're all on that journey. The question is who are we becoming? And sometimes we fall. I was just sharing this verse with somebody yesterday. The godly fall 7 times and get up, but the wicked face one calamity and are down for the count. And obviously that's not the that's the TJ translation from the verse in Proverbs. But you're gonna face setbacks. You might fall, but get back up, and be around people who are going to help you get back up. Be around people who are going to help you in that process of becoming whole again, becoming that person of peace, with patience and kindness and self-control and all those things, who are going to empower you in your calling, who are going to help you see it through to the other side of wherever it is you're going. Really, really, really important to surround yourself with those people, even if it's just surrounding yourself on the internet with those people, because you do have places you live on the internet too. But those day-to-day experiences, man, you got to look out for those people in your day-to-day experiences as well. The life that you're living, and I know I can get isolating. I know it can. Just keep going, for sure. Keep going. Actually, speaking of that, I just did a whole episode on the process of how I keep going. So if you haven't listened to that on the podcast, that's available on my site, but Apple Podcast, Spotify. But it's a journey, and we're all on it. Just keep going. The person you're becoming is going to thank you, and so will your family. So will the people that you're around, the people that you impact, the people that you don't even know, you won't even see again. Those people you have those 1 or 2 interactions, they're going to thank you. And we're called to love God and love people, and in that process, I believe we learn to love ourselves in a healthy way. I don't know if that caught the last part, but I was saying, my battery's almost dead. I was saying, in that process of loving God and loving ourselves, loving God and loving others, we learn to love ourselves in a healthy way. So I hope that encourages you today. Keep going. And if you need more on that, just listen to the latest episode on the podcast titled "To Keep Going," and I'm sharing some things that I do to keep going, and reach out. I love hearing from you guys when you listen to a message and you go, dang, that really resonated with me. Or, hey, I'm going through this. What have you done? What's worked for you? Or how do you advise people on this or coach them through? So message me if anything that I'm sharing has ever resonated. I'm not some facade. I'm a real person. And I hope that this message encourages you today.